What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of On the Floor with Liv and Cor. I'm Cor, that's Liv, and you guys. NCAA gymnastics season starts this weekend. I cannot believe it. You're watching this episode on New Year's Eve or after, so happy 2026 to you if that's when you're listening to this. Olivia and I cannot wait for what's ahead in 2026. But Liv, welcome back to On the Floor with Liv and Core. How are your holidays?
My holidays were good. I apologize for my voice. I'm definitely getting over a cold, but we have to give everyone what they want, and that's another OTF before 2025 concludes. So apologies, but good. My holiday was amazing. I spent a lot of time with family. Got to see my brother a lot, which was great. And then now I'm in LA working the Rose Bowl for the Big Ten Network. So I am in California right now.
Oh my goodness. Well, if anyone was following along on Twitter or X, you might have seen that I got really excited because I was going to see Olivia on Monday, ahead of the Rose Bowl Rose Parade, because she's like in my hood and I'm down visiting family in Orange County. And then the airplane gods and the traffic gods and the rental car gods all said, nope, they're not going to see each other. And let me tell you, we had many things planned. We had many things planned of what we were going to provide. And, it just didn't happen. So all you get this week is this lovely episode of us in green shirt, pink quarter zip, and well, some great news and notes of ahead of the 2026 NCAA gymnastics season. Can you believe it's here?
Honestly, no. Like,
No,
I
I can't
cannot
either.
believe it.
I can't either. It's
Everyone's
insane.
posting meet week Mondays, and I'm like, excuse.
I know. I'm like, wait, today?
I
Is
know.
that, yeah, crazy. Crazy. The first um 1 week until graphic went up the day after Christmas, and I was like, this is too early. This is too early. But it was because the first meet of the weekend or of the season is at Utah with Iowa and Minnesota at Utah, opening up the entire season on Friday, January 2nd, which is like an amazing meet to get things kicked off with, let me tell you. But yeah, Iowa posted that graphic and I was like, there's no way we are 7 days out. But we are. In fact, we are.
It's so funny you say that because I saw a tweet from Coach Owen Field that was like, Jim Turnett, what meet are you the most excited about this weekend? And I messaged him and I was like, honestly, Iowa, Minnesota at Utah. Like, that meet to me with the freshman classes at both Iowa and Minnesota, and then just how Utah ended last season. Obviously, they went to four on the floor, but they certainly didn't end in the place they wanted. They totally have a chip on their shoulder. So that to me just gives great vibes, good energy. I'm really, really excited for that meet.
I know. I can't wait for it either. I remember in recent years, you also had the Minnesota moment at regionals in Utah. Like, so that was kind of something that was like top of mind for me. We Olivia and I have some notes that we want to cover on this episode about what after we watched the maroon and gold inter squad for Minnesota, which there were some amazing things. And if you have not watched it, you should go back and watch it because Minnesota has some great gymnastics that they're throwing down this year. But I agree with you. It is definitely one to watch. I will say though, on as it pertains to the Coach Owen Field tweet, I did say I'm excited for the Best in the West quad meet, which is Washington, Cal, Oregon State, and UCLA on one floor at the University of Washington on Saturday. So you're taking the Friday night Heights meet. I'm taking the Saturday night Somersaults meet. I just made that up.
Yeah, but
Um,
you get to go. So obviously you're more excited about that, but I love that for you. That's a really good one too. That's going to be interesting. And in our last episode we talked about Maya Lazan joining the amazing Cal staff. And so it's going to be really interesting to see her now on the other side of things as a coach 1 year out from the program she competed for.
mhm,
Now coaching with not the Crandall Howells,
mhm.
with a different coaching staff. I think that's going to be really interesting. And then on the flip side, when we talk about Minnesota, Maya Hooten is doing the exact same thing. So those two meets in particular for me, I'm really excited to see the dynamic between the student athletes and the new, not volunteer, not student, assistant coaches that are
Mhm.
two of the best in those programs' histories, which is really awesome.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. You also have Jade Carey, student coach at Oregon State, that's going to be taking the floor with Oregon State, not putting a leotard on, which will be very weird, but that will be very exciting. But we're really getting ahead of ourselves because we have to start the episode with our bubbles. Okay. I have to admit, the bubbles that I prepared for us are actually sponsored. And it was supposed to be a surprise to you on Monday when we were going to be recording this episode. But Mama Donna, my dear mother, sponsored our bubbles. But we were standing getting the bubbles, and she was like, "You know what? This one looks like the right one, but what is the right kind of bubbles that Olivia won't reject?" I go, "You know what? This this is exactly the question I asked myself because as you all know, Olivia and I don't fight about nearly anything except for hot floor yoga that she goes to weekly, which supposedly, allegedly doesn't have a hot floor.
It doesn't.
And the other thing is what I consider sparkling water versus what she considers sparkling water. Okay, so Mother Donna also has the same question. So I came home from for break for Christmas, and she put this sparkling Honeycrisp apple juice beverage on my desk, and she goes, "Does Olivia think that that's sparkling water?" And I said, "No, she does not, because it doesn't say sparkling water on the can." And so, look, she agrees. Okay.
That's
So
completely spot on, even though it has bubbles. So if we were calling it bubbles, sure, I agree. That is a bubbly beverage. That is not a sparkling water.
correct. So we ended up at the Target aisle where she wanted to sponsor, and she found Haywell. Haywell. Specifically, this is energy and focus,
Oh.
right? Caffeinated sparkling water with adaptogens, herbs, and antioxidants. Okay.
Oh.
So we were standing there and she was like, "Okay, so like you want this one, like energy and focus, that feels like something you and Olivia need." And I was like, "Is this a read? The library is closed." Okay. Um, then I was like, energy and lift because, well, amplitude, the commentary word of every year. So we got that. And then I was like, well, wait, Olivia's with Abby, so maybe we should include Abby in the play. And she goes, "Okay, energy and hydrate. We'll add energy and hydrate to the list." We got the full gamut of Haywell, and then there was only one flavor left, which was another energy and lift. So she got us all four Haywells that were on the market.
I love her so much.
Yeah, yeah. So, Mama Donna, thank you for sponsoring today's sparkling water of the episode 26. Thank you.
I want to try all of them.
I know, I know. We're probably just gonna send them to you.
Well, can't I purchase them in Illinois?
Yes, but she wants to sponsor them. Okay. So, um, we're gonna do energy and lift today because, well, amplitude and starting the season off with great amplitude is a good choice. So, yeah.
I love that. Well done. And hey, well, if you're interested, I don't know about you until this moment. It sounds like you need some marketing help. We could,
Amplitude. Cat, 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 cat. Yes, we could. Yeah. Yeah. It's great branding too, I would say.
let's put a pin in that.
Yeah. Did you bring bubbles or did you just bring throat coat tea?
I did not bring bubbles. I did, however, bring a fantastic lineup of things that will cure me. Let's begin. Number one, you know
Hmm.
what this is, a
Hmm.
medicine ball from Starbucks.
Hmm.
We love her. I know it's not Dunkin'. Don't ask questions. Number two, an Erewhon ginger turmeric shot. I bought five. It was $35. No, 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 no. It was more like $55 because each of these some things is legitimately my house mortgage. So I bought one of those. I also have an entire package of water because I have now gone through half of it. I've been in LA for 40 hours. Just took a shot of Dayquil. You've got to stay awake and up. And I think it's kicking in low key. NyQuil. You have to make sure you have the opposite so that you can get some good sleep. And then, of course,
Ricola.
hola. I bought these.
Honestly, those are fire. Those are gas emoji for sure.
Yeah,
Wait, your lineup is great, although there is not one bubble in sight, but that's fine because I think it would make you cough, and we don't want that.
there is not one bubble. And I admit defeat to that.
It's okay. We've all been there, you know. Some of us just bring sparkling juice beverages, and some of us bring, well, but medicine ball tea.
Well, I would say sparkling juice beverage beats medicine ball tea. So
Okay, well, my amplitude cheers your medicine ball, and cheers. Happy NCAA gymnastics season, Olivia.
I literally can't believe it. It's insane.
Update, really good. Okay.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Orange flavors, orange mango, which I love a good orange mango.
I'm a huge sucker for orange mango.
Last note, and I know we're already 10 minutes into this episode and haven't talked a lot about gymnastics yet, but I do like that on your Starbucks app you have Liv and not Olivia.
I do. I've had this since high school, and I really leaned into the live moment in high school, to which my father hated. My mom was like, "You'll like Olivia later," and she's true. She's right. I do. I don't know. Liv Karis just seemed very hip for a 15-year-old. So yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever change it.
I love it. I love it. And it matches the brand of the podcast, so here we are. All right, Liv, we have Liv's lips of the week. Do you have lips of the week for us today?
I do, and it's actually gonna be what's in my Lulu bag for what I travel with, not in my makeup bag. Okay, let's make that incredibly clear. There's more in my makeup bag. This is just what I strap on my body for daily wear. Okay, let's jump in. So, of course, the first thing I actually put it to the side is the Maid. We all know she's amazing. She's perfect. She's butter.
I
Love.
gifted it to Mama Donna for Christmas, side note, and she's obsessed with it, even to the point yesterday where I was on a phone call and she held up the Maid and looked at her lips and went, and I was like, cute little smile moment, and she loves her lip gloss. So thanks, Olivia, for that help
And
with the
I,
Christmas.
she deserves lip gloss weekly.
Yeah,
Truly. I love that
truly.
woman so much. But yes, Maid, if you're traveling, highly recommend. NYX butter, duh. Color on the go, doesn't smear, need her. I was gifted this for Christmas. This is actually a new Liv's Lips. The Dior Lip Glow Oil. I have never tried this. I've tried dupes. I've never tried this one. It's beautiful. I'm not going to try it right now because I'm sick,
Yeah.
but she's gorgeous. Love her. This is one that I got. I don't know. It's like a random no name one, but it's like a plumper. Looks really good when I'm on camera. I don't really believe in the plumper, but maybe it's like a mental thing and I use it here and there only then. So
Yeah,
I'm
here.
on camera this week.
Good.
Hostess lipstick, gotta have it. And a lip liner. It seems pretty reasonable to me for things I bring everywhere with me at all times.
Right. I just halfway through this monologue, I realized that we were still in your crossbody bag.
That all came out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
I think there's like 4 or 5 more in my makeup and toiletries bag, but those are ones that I don't reach for. Oh, and the Ola Hendrickson's next to my bed, and I took
Well,
that out of this.
well, yes. And that's Liv's lips of the week, everyone, which should be really Liv's lips of the next 7 weeks because they're all in her crossbody. But this is incredible. Wow, love this. Nice work. Nice work.
Thank you.
Okay, to gymnastics, because everyone is like here for that, I think. I think. Comment below if you're not here for gymnastics. That would be helpful so that I stop self-criticizing myself for gabbing so much 14 minutes into this episode. All right. This is how I want to rock this episode is I want nerdy, genuine, wild excitement for the fact that gymnastics starts this weekend. So we're going to go completely off the cuff of things that we found this preseason that we cannot wait to see heading into the 2026 NCAA gymnastics season. So here's how I want to start this. We got started telling you the two meets that we are excited for based on Coach Owen Field's Twitter X post that we jumped on board with. There are things that we could both talk about from all of the teams that are represented in just those two meets. I mean, Iowa, Minnesota, Utah, Washington, Oregon State, Cal, and UCLA. Some amazing stuff happening there. But this is where I want to start. We're going to go event by event because why?
Um,
Olympic order. Yeah. So we're gonna go event by event, and we're just gonna shout out the student athletes that we are most excited about, or squads that we are most excited about on each event. Okay? Does that sound good?
I'm so here for this.
Fantastic. So we're gonna start on vault because Olympic order. Can I go first?
Please.
Okay. This preseason, we made it a point in our episodes to point out that people are gonna upgrade skills And if they don't put them in competition, that's okay. But how cool that we see these upgraded skills and it's elevating the sport, blah, 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 all those sort of things. But in the recent 2 weeks, we have seen one of these upgrades stick around, and one of them was performed in the preview, and we might be seeing the second one in the preview this coming Friday at open mic night. So, Olivia, these Yurchenko double twists that I have seen from Sophia Bell from Auburn, which she did at their preview meet. And we recently got to see the Kalia Lincoln LSU Yurchenko double twist in the practice footage, and it's amazing. It's amazing. She twists like a little cat in the air, and she just lands it, and it looks so, so good. And I think all of us have been waiting for Kalia to throw down this double twist because the full wasn't like up to standard with what everyone wanted from her. The 1.5 felt like a little bit of an uncomfortable forward landing for her, yet she found it many times. But this Yurchenko double twist sky rockets and is so beautiful. But I'm just pumped to see some Y2s, if you will, Y2 Yurchenko doubles in the lineups and potentially in competitive lineups coming this season.
I love that. That was an excellent first note. I was going to mention Sophia Bell too. So great minds think alike. I think for me in the last episode we talked about stuck the stuck Y 1.5 segment and less about sticking for me, but more about height, amplitude, a la Haywell, height, amplitude, cleanliness, etc. I have to shout out Michigan State because I truly believe their 1.5s are excellent. And I'm very, very excited for them to see those 1.5s. Something that boggled my mind while watching the Minnesota inter squad. We all know Gianna Gertis, whose mom went to high school with Dean Linke. Just
Yes, of course.
didn't know. She took a year off. She's Helen Hooing. She's back. She competed at 1.5. So I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, I came back from an Achilles tear. I'm like putting it in my shoes. I came back from an Achilles tear and I competed a full for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks. And here she is, very different situations. I'm aware of that. I'm just putting myself in this headspace. She comes back after a year of not doing gymnastics. Now, we don't know how much gymnastics conditioning she was doing, playing around, whatever. Competitive surface for 1 year, not doing it in December. Excuse me?
Impressive.
Really impressive. So that really stood out to me in watching the maroon and gold inter squad, as well as a stuck Yurchenko full from Sarah Morrow, who I think has been really under the radar. Beam is excellent. Her vault has been really, really good. So I think she's gonna be later on in this Minnesota lineup, and kind of be one of those Shea Campbell fulls, those KJ Johnson fulls. It's gonna be one of those that you have to put in because you know it's gonna score high.
Right, right. Oh, you took the Sarah Morale out of my brain. But the one I'm gonna shout out is Lee Bowie. Lee Bowie's 1.5 from Hype Night was gorgeous, gorgeous. And I tweeted about this. The way she just allowed the landing to finish with the natural momentum of her body was really impressive. It showed a lot of control. And what I mean by that, for those of you listening, because I know there's a lot of like dads of gymnasts that learn from our podcasts, what I mean by letting the skill finish is her feet hit the mat, and because the momentum is coming down the runway over the vault and still flipping, naturally, when you have a skill that's landing forward like that, in the momentum that you're carrying down the vault runway, she allowed her chest to rise without doing anything to her body to like get it to that position. And that's what I thought was incredibly impressive from this Lee Bowie 1.5. So that's one of the 1.5s that I could shout out in this moment. But I'm going to take this moment just to list off some of the people we have talked about with some great 1.5s. Morgan Price, amazing. I cannot wait to see that in competition. Um, Katie Duplessis, Michigan State, amazing 1.5. I will say that there were a couple 1.5s that I saw when I went to the Washington intra squad, which I'm very curious to see if we see those in the lineup. Um, and then I have one more vault that I want to mention, and you can mention one more vault if you have one that you want to talk about. But the other vault is another shape that I'm really excited about. Um, oh, uh, Riley from UCLA was the other one that I wanted to shout out.
Yes, that was great.
That was so exciting. And her teammates were so pumped for her. So I was like really excited. But anyways, the other vault shape that I wanted to shout out is Sophie Schriever from the University of Iowa. Um, we mentioned this in an earlier episode. And I just it's actually one of those full-on pike off vaults that pops off the table a little bit more than others. I'm not saying it pops off like a Michaela Maroney 2.5, but it does have a block off the table. And so I'm very excited, I guess is the word I'm going to use here, to see what the judges do with that this season. Because it's impressive. And Sophie Schriever is an athlete that I think everyone needs to keep their eyes on.
Great addition. I remember talking about that. And that's not your favorite vault, and you were impressed
I
by
was.
how she competed or trained that and is going to compete that. You said I could do one more, so I have two more naturally. One is Clemson vault lineup beginning to end.
Totally.
610 start value vaults. Bree Clark learning a new vault in 4 months. That's incredibly impressive. That lineup is going to be fascinating to watch. Now, they might not all do it, all 10 vaults in the first couple weeks. They might. I don't know. I have no idea what the Crandall Howells have under their up their sleeve because they have lots of magic up their sleeves. But I'm very excited to watch the Clemson vault lineup in its entirety this season. And the other one is Sky Carico from Penn, University of Pennsylvania. She had a breakout year last year with her Uchenko 1.5. Stuck, I believe, I don't know if it went 9925 or 995, but it's a program record that she now holds. And I think that is so it just builds your confidence, when you know you can do it, you're getting rewarded for it. It's incredibly clean. It's beautiful in the air. There's distance from the table. Might I say amplitude? Excellent, excellent, excellent vault. And I'm just very, very excited for Sky to just continue to shine. And hopefully we get to see that vault on bigger stages because it's incredibly deserving of
I
being on bigger
agree.
stages.
Honorable mention that I forgot, Anna Roberts from the open practice at Stanford. Anna Roberts did a beautiful stuck 1.5. And keep an eye out for Stanford athlete Anna Roberts on that one. That was great. Okay, let's move to bars. Bars. Are you ready for this?
You mean let's swing to bars?
You always get me with that one, and it cracks me up every single time. Okay, we're swinging over to bars, and I have to start with one that left my jaw on the floor. We are heading back to Gainesville on hype night. The bar routine that Sky Blakely threw down. I literally have the chills thinking about it. I like have a tear coming to my eye, like with such joy that this is in college gymnastics. And for her to cap off this high flying, difficult bar routine that she threw down at hype night with a stuck double front half out that was like it just looked easy. It's one of those skills that you throw any sort of person in the student body population and have them watch and they're like, I could do it, right? Like it looked so effortless. Um, and it was just like I have no more words to say about it because it was just that. So if you haven't seen it yet, go and find it now. Now, because it was so good.
It's Picasso. It's a work of art. It literally is. I mean, it's absolutely spectacular. I envy, and I don't normally envy coaches because they think their job is so hard. I envy Coach Owen Field getting to watch that as close as he does every single day. He's so lucky. I couldn't agree more. That routine is at the top of my bars list this year in terms of things I'm excited about. Another one very high up there for me is Ella Murphy of OU. Those handstands, the handstands. I just, she is magic on bars. And with losing Jordan Bowers, losing Audrey Davis, just such names in that incredibly competitive OU lineup, I think she is going to just absolutely shine bright. And I cannot wait to watch her compete. I'm so incredibly excited. And I'm excited that we have one more year of Carly Bauman, sixth year at the University of Michigan. One more year of seeing that absolutely breathtaking Jaeger closes the legs from the straddle before she goes into the shoot over that flirts with it flirts with handstand, kind of. And then that double front that she just knows how to nail is spectacular.
One that we mentioned recently, I'm gonna actually take two on this one. So one that we mentioned recently that they posted this on their social accounts and it was unbelievable was Jeffrey Scott from the University of Georgia. Um, Her lines, her so many like I just Jeffrey Scott, amazing. And the other one I wanted to shout out right now that we haven't seen a ton of routine footage from, but I've been excited historically about this athlete is Courtney Blackson from LSU. So we have a transferring Courtney Blackson also doing her Helen Hu year. She's Helen Huing. Over at LSU, she came from Boise State, finished out her career as an individual qualifier at Boise State in the 2024 national championships. And it was so cool. But I'm super pumped because she was a beautiful bar worker, and we've already seen some good bar footage from her. I haven't seen full routine, so I'm not sure if I'm maybe going ahead of myself and maybe something else is going on there. But I'm pumped to follow along with Courtney Blackson throughout the season.
That's a great one. Another one that really is one to watch is Delaney Adrian from Rutgers. She is an excellent bar worker, and she really didn't get the numbers I believe she deserved last year. So she's a student athlete in her sophomore year. I can't believe she's only a sophomore. She's so confident in her gymnastics. She's one I'm just incredibly excited about watching. Jordan Lyden from Minnesota, so beautiful. She's an effortless bar swinger. She goes Maloney Bale, double A. Okay, I did that routine too, so slay girlfriend. But like so beautiful, so effortless, so lovely. Huge fan of hers. And another one is Lilia Kosman from Michigan State University, 2024 Olympian from Romania, teammates with Anna Barbosu of Stanford. I watched her train at Michigan State's practice. She wasn't doing full sets, but just the way she kept handstand hold in bars, stalders, toe-ons, the technique and the awareness of where she is on the bar and in the air is brilliant. So that's a student athlete who might not start in the lineups, but most certainly will be in that bar lineup.
Okay, I have two more again. Wow, bars is really shaping up to be a like a mega house, but one is Emma Slevin from University of Minnesota, who also competed for Ireland, right? So
Wow.
she competed on the world stage, and her gymnastics is so impressive to me, and it's definitely not like I like iconically polished like an American gymnast, I would say. But what we're getting from her are some absolutely amazing technique and nuanced, really refined details in her gymnastics, specifically on bars. If you go back and watch the Maroon and Gold Inter Squad, this girl had her legs together, her toes together, and her feet pointed 100% of her bar routine. And it was beautiful. It like caught my eye so much that I texted Olivia about it and I was like, we got to talk about Emma Slevin more because I'm seeing some amazing stuff from her and I'm a big fan. And then the other one that I wanted to mention was again, I went to the UW gymnastics intra squad and University of Washington has some athletes that were injured last year and are coming back from those injuries. Um, and I have to tell you, um, Lily Tubbs' bar routine gorgeous. And Dia Moody, her bar routine was also gorgeous of what I saw get thrown down. There's another bar skill that's being done by one of the freshmen on their team. I forget her last name, but her name is Charlotte. And she's a freshman at Washington. She's been fun. She's been doing a lot of their like social media, like she's the video, she's the face girl, she's the on the front of the camera kind of girl. She has one of the biggest, highest amplitude gingers that I have ever seen, ever seen. Um, and they're working through some other routine compositions stuff with her, but keeping your eye out for this for Charlotte,
Charlotte Gray.
for what is her last name?
Charlotte Gray. She's from Toronto, Ontario, a
There,
Canadian.
there we go. There we go. So Charlotte Gray, thank you for the last name there. This ginger is gorgeous. It's so big. And so I'm hoping that we can work out this like routine composition thing with Charlotte because The world deserves to see this high flying gamer. It was beautiful.
One last note on World Deserves to See is Isabella Nguyen's Tkachev from Minnesota. Holy high. It
Holy
was
high.
huge. And the
Holy high.
turnover was excellent. Normally, those Tkachevs that get the pop up like that, they don't turn over that well because they kind of get stuck. Not this one at all. This was a Ray-esque Tkachev that was brilliant. I was floored by it, and I just really hope that routine sees lineup time because wow, it's wow factor.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's go over to balance beam. Balance beam. I gotta start, you guys. I know we're talking a lot about Minnesota right now, but we're quite literally obsessed with this inter squad. Brooklyn Rowray from Minnesota's balance beam. She works that beam. She works that beam, and it is unbelievable. She has a straddle half that's amazing. It's so beautiful. And then my jaw was on the floor when she went for her dismount, and she does a front laid out front full off the side of the beam. It's so cool. Like we see like athletes like Jocelyn Robertson, for example, her college dismount is that like run down the beam, punch on the end, and do the front full. And so I was not expecting this moment where she just yeeted herself off the side of the beam. Um, but it was like the most gorgeous yeeting I have ever witnessed. So I know you have things that you would probably add to this Brooklyn Row right now.
She just works beam like she's on the floor. And that's exactly what, from a judge's perspective, when the judges are judging, that's what they want to see. They want to see no hesitation, fluidity within everything they do. I hope she anchors. I don't see a universe where she doesn't, but that routine is spectacular. A couple more notes on Minnesota, and then we can move on to the remainder of the brilliant balance beam workers. Ava Stewart, split ring. I I have no notes. It's spectacular. If you don't know what a ring jump looks like, go watch that. That will tell you what a ring jump looks like. Lacey Saltzman, front handspring, front aerial, front handspring series. Hello, unique. Obsessed.
I love it.
Love when we see unique gymnastics like that. Absolutely into that. And the last one is more of just an overall note, but I really saw it on Beam, is freshman Ariana Ostrom. She is a spitfire in a really good way. And she was shaky. She's a freshman, first time competing at the PAV. I have no, I see no universe where she doesn't gain this confidence that makes her shine. She is one that you're going to hear the name a lot. And you heard it here first because that athlete is really, really talented. And I cannot wait to see her put it all together with the confidence and just she has all the skills. It's just putting together competing in college, which is a learning curve, and she will certainly get there.
Great one. Great one. Okay, I want to throw back to episode 16. We saw in the some preseason footage from Division Two gymnast from Bridgeport, Maddie Viles, doing a round off tuck full on the beam. Yeah. Yeah. Again, we always will make this note. Upgrades that might not make it to competition is totally fine. But this particular one, I had to just give it to her because, it's so cool to see gymnastics like that being done. Division Two, Bridgeport, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of great gymnastics happening all around the country. And so I wanted to give a little shout out to Maddie Viles. So I'm going to keep my eye on Bridgeport at the head at the start of the season just to see what gets thrown down from her.
Another athlete I'm excited to come back on beam is Peyton Harris from Ohio State. I missed her a lot last year. She is just such a rock for the Bucks across the board, all events. But her beam in particular was just so lovely. So I'm very excited about that. And one that you go.
I was just gonna say, while we're talking about Ohio State, um, Olivia and I reached out to head coach Meredith Polisiewicz because last episode we were talking about it was Ava Jackson, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so last episode we were talking about Ava Jackson and we had seen some footage of Ava doing a quite unique jump series. on balance beam. So Olivia, tell everyone what you found out from Meredith about this particular jump series that Ava's doing.
So it first of all, it's excellent, and she's been doing it for a long time, which is why Meredith said they're keeping it in. But it's a tour jeté to one leg. So initially we were thinking that it was like a tour jeté Sissone situation because she lands on one leg, but it's an E. It's a tour jeté to one leg. Am I correct?
No, I think this is where we got confused. It's a switch half to one leg.
Is it?
Wait, we're pulling up the text. Get the receipts out. This
I'm
is
getting your receipts.
what's so funny about the moment you're all witnessing right now is that I believe that Meredith told us that it was a switch
You're
half,
right.
and I
Switch half to one leg. If you slow it, you can see it turns the opposite way of the tour jeté. It's an E. She's been doing it for years. So for now, I'm keeping it in, was Meredith's text. You're correct.
Okay, so this was a mistake that I had made because when we texted, I thought I was seeing a tour jeté, and I have the hardest time with this. And so then I texted Meredith
Clearly
back.
same.
Yeah, I texted Meredith back and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I will never like it all happened so fast. Like, did they turn over their leg? Did they turn with their like I don't know. Everyone describes a tour jeté switch half difference differently to me. And so it's just I'm gonna be the hype man in this situation and just ask questions. And that's what we got. But it's a switch half to one leg. So carry on about what you saw.
First of all, it's an E. It's unique. So we're sitting here. We had reached out to the head coach and we're still fumbling it. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of those early on coaches conference type of situations because everyone's just trying to figure it out. But man, is it lovely. And if she's been doing it for all these years, I wouldn't take it out either. It's an E. She performs it incredibly well. She hits the split. It's beautiful. So if you haven't seen it, I believe that it was posted on Ohio State's Instagram story. I don't really remember, but certainly at their first meet, make sure if she's in the lineup, that you're watching that because it's great.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, I'm hopping over to Clemson. We had highlighted this Beam series in a episode, and we saw Bree Clark. This is in episode 21 of On the Floor, and she does a beat jump, punch front, back layout step out on Beam. So impressive. The beat jump, punch front in and of itself, again, Hunt Haywell, amplitude. It's it it's gorgeous, it's amazing, it's high, it's all of these sort of things. But the fact that it then gets connected to a back layout step out, I'm like, come on, please. Come on, please. This is so good. So Bree Clark, we're really pumped to see that. We already mentioned her vault. I mean, what else do you need to know? Go watch Bree Clark. She's so good. Clemson gymnastics.
One more Minnesota one that I'm just remembering, and I had to look in my notes. Like, if anyone's curious about what a commentator does pre-season with notes, I watch every intra squad and I go through it and I note the athlete and all of their routines because people have made fun of me for doing this before, but I've had screens go dark on me and I've blind commentated meets, knowing what the student athlete does next because of these notes. So I swear by it. But I was going through, and so I just checked my notes because I remember this. Ava Stewart, we talked about the split ring. She goes front aerial swing down. Oh, it's just so lovely.
It's so lovely.
Like I'm just gonna miss Emma Malabuyo so much when she went down and then she did like the little head thing like this.
Yes.
So good. And Ava Stewart is continuing that joy for me. So thank you to her.
Um, that yes, yes, yes. While I pull up, no, I need you to pull up the video you sent to me on Instagram from the BYU athlete.
Yes.
Can you
Pause.
pull up that video? While you're doing that, um, I want to mention one more thing, one more person. So we have talked about her many times, but I'm still really excited about it. Is Isabel Trustel from Michigan State and this Anodi that we're seeing her do. I mean, her all of her beam work is amazing, but I would need everyone to go and make sure when you're watching the Michigan State meet in week 2, you need to keep your eyes on this. You need to keep your eyes on this because it's high, it's floaty, it like it doesn't have a lot of distance, which I love. I love a nodie that kind of not gainers, but it like kind of stays in a similar place. It's not part of it, but the a nodie from like a Jocelyn Robertson kind of has more distance to it than we see from like an Isabel Trestel, which has like this gorgeous, nice, beautiful floaty nature that like turns around and stands up tall. And so I'm really pumped to see her from Michigan State.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm struggling. I cannot find it to save my life.
It's in our text thread.
Oh, it's text.
Um,
You said
yeah.
Instagram. Pause.
Uh,
Holding offense.
okay, so while she finds that, I'm gonna move over to Floor so that we can just keep the episode going. All right. Up first on Floor, you guys, I cannot wait to see all of the floor routines around the country. There's going to be some great gymnastics. There's going to be some great choreography. We've been seeing videos from Amelia Hunley at University of Alabama recently talking about what goes into her floor choreography, which is very exciting. Also, shout out Amelia and Coach Ross for their engagement. So excited for you guys. So, so fun. But of note, I got to admit, one thing I'm really excited about on night one of NCAA gymnastics in 2026, we get to see, well, if she's in the lineup, the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders performance from McKenna Smith at Utah, because you guys, I'm cheesy. I love a moment like this. This is a trend. This is pop culture. This is bubbles. This is all the things, and we hopefully get to see it from McKenna Smith on the floor at Utah in that opening meet on Friday night. So I'm really pumped to see choreography in general, but McKenna Smith, Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Let's do it. Okay, are we going back to Beam?
Yes, because I found it.
Let's go.
Okay, so this is was posted by BYU Gymnastics 3 days ago. So what is that? The 27th, December 27th, if you want to go find it. The student athlete is Alila Alvarado. She is a junior. She does a switch leap into a back pike open swing down. First of all, the switch leap is stunning. It's huge. Second of all, I'm like watching it on repeat right now. The height on this skill is out of control. Like so good. And I think obviously there's different ways to do a swing down. I actually call them splash downs, so I'm gonna go with that. There's different
Oh,
ways to do a splash down. You do like the natural, like big arch type of like body roll one, and then you do this super dynamic one with a lot of amplitude. Hey, well, and that's exactly what she did. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. If you've not seen it, you should because wow, I'm like floored by it. It's so good.
remind me of her name.
Alila Alvarado,
Elila Alvarado, the queen of the splashdown
the queen
2026.
of the splashdown. Get her a crown.
Get her a crown and maybe a mermaid fin while we're at it.
Yeah.
I'm very curious about this splashdown situation.
I don't know why I was trained by Russian coaches. They called it that. Just let me do it.
Okay, I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. Okay. My next note for floor is um something that hasn't been publicly talked about a lot or maybe videoed, but I'm very excited for everyone to see Morgan Price's floor routine this year. Um, I don't know,
Why?
should it be a secret or should I just talk about it?
That's up to you, but give us a little bit of why so that we're on the edge of our seat so we're excited to watch it.
Morgan Price at when she was at Fisk University, went through the process of rushing as an AKA sorority. And so she is a member of the AKA sorority sister community. Respect. I don't know a ton about this, but I know that it's very prestigious and there's a big process of like getting into the sorority. And she's very proud of, you know, culturally where she comes from, who she is, all of those sort of concepts. And so what I'll say is that they have put together some very, very iconic um, music and movement that honors her heritage community, people, her race, her ethnicity, her all of these sort of things that she is so proud of. And they have put it all into one routine so that she can cap off her routine in this way that means so much to her. I mean, Morgan Price, for those of you that don't know or remember the lore, was committed to the University of Arkansas on a full ride scholarship. And then Fisk University opened up a program, and she wanted to be a part of the inaugural program at the very first ever HBCU. To have a gymnastics team. And so she left her full ride scholarship and went to Fisk University. She ended up winning national championships in the USAG national championships. She was she is a phenomenal athlete. And then now she's taking her final year of gymnastics at the University of Arkansas and finishing with her sister Frankie during Frankie's final year of gymnastics as well. So the fact that they're gonna round it out with some choreography that really just like honors who she is as a human being, things she's passionate about, and just like elevating her in this way. I have not yet seen the choreography because I've asked to wait till I see it in person, to be able to just experience it and take it in because I know that Morgan rocks it and just completely like slays it down. So I'm very excited for everyone to get to see that. And you'll get to see Arkansas in the technically second weekend of competition because they're not going to be performing. There's only a few teams performing this first weekend right after the first of the year. So you'll get to see that. They open at Minnesota actually that first weekend, second weekend.
We get a 5-6 price floor exercise lineup situation because like
I don't know what the lineup is going to be, but that would be iconic.
it would be iconic.
Let's talk about this for a second, actually. The Arkansas floor lineup has been quite stacked, right? Maddie Jones graduated. She was a staple in the lineup, made it to nationals last year. But now we have Morgan Price, we have Frankie Price, we have Jocelyn Robertson, we have Lauren Williams back. We have some incredible freshmen, and Ali Cucci is there. We have some really star-studded floor workers over in Arkansas. And they're known for a floor party in the fourth rotation. I won't say I have anything to do with that. But we have a blast in Fayetteville when they throw down that fourth rotation. And I'm just really pumped to see what they do with that lineup. And I think it's going to be one that we're going to see get play into this new national qualifying score concepts, potentially with some depth on floor, being able to like play with position of athletes and play with like getting scores to exponentially increase and grow. That I'm really excited to see how it goes down.
It sounds like it's going to be interesting.
Hmm.
One of my notes I wanted to mention was in watching the UCLA meet the Bruins meet, again, research, and obviously, duh, I wanted to watch all of these things. There are 4 double layouts that I recall seeing that UCLA competed at Meet the Bruins. Jordan Childs, Tiana Sumana Sacra, Ashley Sullivan, Sydney Barrows. Whoa, that's insane.
Totally.
And all of them have a very high probability of making that lineup frequently. So that's interesting. I don't know the last time we had 4 double A's in a lineup. I just think that's fantastic and incredibly exciting. So that was one of my notes. Another one of my notes, again, we're very into the Minnesota situation because we just watched it. Leah Gonczarowski's full in is massive. It's
Massive.
it's absolutely huge. It's very, very, very good.
Well, you brought it back up again. So I'm going back to Minnesota because you guys, Lacey Saltzman is bringing those elite floor landings to college. At the Maroon and Gold inter squad, she had those 2 foot double flipping pass landings. She also was the first 3 pass floor routine that we saw in this inter squad, which in an odd way we're commending because I don't know what fitness? Well, I don't know what we call this, but like it's not just that. It's like everyone's playing with the code and the code is what the code is and they're doing it right and no one's cheating in this way. But very impressive to see Lacey throw down a 3 pass floor routine. Nonetheless, 2 double flipping passes and nonetheless those 2 double flipping passes landing with her feet together and stuck. So I'm pumped. Lacey Saltzman is going to be a freshman to watch this season for sure.
Agreed. Agreed completely.
Okay, well, oh, there's one obvious one that I have to mention.
Go for it.
Anna Barbosu.
Oh, Don't tempt me with a good time.
Anna Barbosu with a 2.5 to front pike that like talk about what did that front pike do? It had amplitude. Yes, it had lift. It had hey well lift. Okay. I'm telling you, this was just so beautiful, and I want to see it every week, and it's gonna be amazing. I love it.
Cack, 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 cack.
Exactly. I love
Sorry,
it.
I was a little distracted there because I know we're kind of nearing the end of floor, but I have a general note that I wanted to mention, which is again, Minnesota and UCLA are the two meets that I watched most recently. The number of routines both of these programs put up on each event is impressive. Minnesota competed 10 vaults, 10 bar routines, 13 beam routines, and 11 floor routines on hard. Whoa. UCLA showed 9 vaults, 14 bar routines, 13 beam routines, and 11 floor routines. So just think about for a second the depth and the ability to put up student athletes safely that these two teams, I would love to know the numbers of what all teams who did intra squads, how many routines they showed, because I think that's a really good piece of information for us to all have when we're
Mm,
thinking about depth and whatever. We might go, well, can't so and so do something? But there might be a reason why they can't.
hmm
Or they might have shown a Yurchenko full and it hurts their back. And
hmm
so they're working up to a 1.5, but the 1.5 isn't safe. So why would they do the full and hurt themselves when they're working on that? I just think that that's incredibly impressive. And we don't get the luxury of seeing all of that during season, but we do in these hype meets and meet the Bruins and intra squads and maroon gold situations. And so I thought that was a really important and interesting note that both of these teams showed much higher than the needed routines for a 6-person lineup.
Totally. I mean, these previews are so clutch. I think the way that the coaches are utilizing them to get the student athletes to have some experience on the competition surfaces, put them in front of a crowd, put them in their long sleeve Leos, have some judges there, provide some feedback. So awesome. I love it. It's so great. But yes, we are seeing some depth charts that are rising to the surface, which are very exciting. And on that topic, I'm going to close out our Olympic Order event review. And before we finish up this episode, with one tweet that I saw, which I cannot confirm that this is true, but I have a feeling that it is true. I believe that I saw that the University of Florida threw down 11 10-0 start value vaults. Yes, yes. When you think about it, though, the depth of that team, you have MJ Frazier throwing down a double, right? You have Selena Harris, Kayla DiCello, you have Sky Blakely doing the half-on vault. Like you have all of these incredible Lee Bowie. You have, and then even not to mention one of their freshmen that I'm very excited to see, Jocelyn Sasson this year. We have some great stuff that I'm not shocked that we're seeing 11. But talk about you can basically uh have only one person go 2 weeks in a row and just put up two different lineups to every other week. Maybe general manager Coach Owen Field might be playing with the lineups a little bit this year.
So that poses the question, that's a big question that everyone talks about. Does there need to be a change in the code for what garners a 10-0 and what doesn't? And yes, that's a very unique situation because the University of Florida has some of the top elites that go there, and that's good recruiting. And
hmm
so they have that, but it just floats up in the air. It just makes you think about that.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting about you talking about that is I just heard from some coaches that I'm not sure that they're as much thinking about vaults that should still be 10-0s as much as they're talking about the potential of devaluing 995 vaults and making them potentially
Oh.
99 start value, which is really interesting to me. I heard it for the first time. Don't really have a solid opinion on it. But I will tell you my pulse on the vault situation right now is that I believe this preseason we have seen more. 10 start value vaults being competed and available to a higher percentage of teams around the country, that whatever they have done to make vault this significant separator in our sport is working, because it's making teams rise up and keep the difficulty up, and in the off season find 10 start value upgrade opportunities, things of that sort. And to see more teams doing that, it's not like all of the 10 start value vaults are getting recruited to the top universities. That's not what's happening. We have the Sophie Shriver getting the 10 start value at the University of Iowa. We see two upgraded 10 start value vaults that are potentially in the lineup at Washington, right? We're seeing them a little bit more, creating more variety around the country. Not to mention, we're also seeing people like Sophia Bell throw down a Yurchenko double twist, right? So, and then we have just the variety of vaults that's making this more exciting than what we used to have in a vault final that was a bunch of Yurchenko fulls, right? We have the Paige Zancans of the world that are throwing down unique vaults. And I don't remember if you remember Allison Zolke doing her own vault back in the day at the University of Iowa. There's just some really cool things that this is providing to our sport, and I'm pretty excited about it. So.
Agreed.
Okay, I have two pop culture notes, and then let's wrap this thing up so that you can maybe go take a nap or something, because we all need a nap before the next 14 weeks of constant gymnastics chaos.
Yes.
Yes? Yes. Okay, pop culture. I got two notes, and I just need your reactions. First note, did you see that LCH and JCH, for those of you who don't know, Liz Crandall Howell and Justin Crandall Howell, the coaches at the Clemson, they share an office. They share an office. Planet of Gymnastics did a little piece on them. The Planet of Gymnastics went to Clemson, did a little deep dive. We got some cool news and notes from this deep dive. But basically, Liz and Justin said that they had shared an office at Cal and they loved it and it created great collaboration and they stayed on the same page and all this sort of stuff. That when they got to Clemson, which feels like there's unlimited resources there, they're like, no, bring the office. Come on, like bring the desk. We got two desks in here, got a couch, and they are still sharing an office.
My only
Yes.
reaction is a heart.
Heart emoji for you all. I just felt like it was like a pop culture note that needed to be talked about. Well, yes. My other one, need your reaction. Suni Lee and Simone Biles, photographers in the NFL?
I was super here for this. I thought it was funny. I was like, for the first thing I thought of was, how did this come to be? Like, what was the lore behind it? Like, did they both individually say we'd like to try this? Or was it some type of dual situation? Regardless, I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun way for them to do something different. Simone goes to all the Bears games because her husband plays for the Bears, but Suni lives in Minnesota, so it was super fun for her to take photographs of the Vikings at their game. Like, what a fun thing for them to do. I don't really know the behind the scenes of it and how it came to be, but I thought it was hilarious that it happened back to back pretty much of both of them just suiting up in their NFL, their bibs or whatnot, and they were on the side ready to take photos.
I loved it. I thought it was so fun. But here's what I really want. I would like to see images from their lens on their social. That's what I want to see.
Oh, I love that.
I want to see from their eyes what they saw.
I love that.
And now I just had an idea that we need to do this more in our sport, where we give maybe what we should do is get a football player to come and take a camera at a gymnastics meet, because that would be blurry.
Oh, 10,000%.
That would be so fun.
Get that email blast out to SIDs ASAP.
Okay, Kodak, we need the sponsorship, and let's do this thing.
I've
Canon,
tried.
you're in. Nikon, Sony. Who wants it? Highest bidder? Let's go. Wow. Olivia, it's happening. This weekend, we have some meets that are going to be happening. Friday night, we have open mic night at LSU. It's their intra squad. They are steering away from Gymnastics 101. We have open mic night, emphasis on Mike being Mike the Tiger. Hilarious. Friday night, the meet everyone should be seated for. Our Friday Night Heights meet of the week, Iowa and Minnesota at Utah. Very exciting. Very exciting. Then we have on Saturday, we have a couple meets. Alaska's doing their inter squad. We have the Best of the West quad meet. Cal, Oregon State, UCLA at Washington. Very exciting. Greenville, UW Stout, Winona State, and UW Oshkosh will be competing on Saturday as well. Arizona State has their inter squad on Sunday. And then Towson at Clemson, SUNY Brockport and Temple at Rutgers. Iowa State at Missouri. That's a cool opener for
I like
Missouri and
that.
Iowa State. And Wilberforce making their debut against Western Michigan on Sunday. And that will round out our first opening weekend for the 2026 season.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's here. I feel like it's Christmas all over again.
It is. And I love Christmas. I
Too, I'm
still have my
sad.
tree up.
I'm
I'm
obsessed.
obsessed. All right. Well, with that, you guys, now it begins. Now it begins. We were very serious. In preseason, we wanted your news. We wanted your notes. We wanted comments, likes, subscribes, all the things. But now the season is finally here. We would love to hear from you throughout the season, things you want to know about. We will hop on the on calls with athletes, with coaches, get information for you. If you have questions about skill value, we can ask, we can do our very best to get you guys as much information as possible, and be the messenger of sort for you guys to get you all the news and notes that you possibly can have to just have the greatest and most fun, emotionally fulfilling, positive mental health fulfilling season that we possibly can because we all love college gymnastics season and it is here. So, with that, I want to wish everyone a very happy new year. I hope that 2026 is the best year of your life. And I know Olivia and I are very excited and very grateful for the community that On the Floor with Liv and Cor has built. And we are so happy that you are a part of it. So, Olivia, get better,
Thank
rest
you.
up, enjoy the Rose Bowl and the Rose Parade. Don't get too wet. I know it's going to be rainy in Los Angeles, but I hope that you have the best time. And on that note, everyone, let's do this thing. Gentlemen and ladies, and theys and thems, start your engines. It's college gymnastics time. All right. Bye-bye.